Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is August 7th, 2018. My name is Lynn, and I'm your host, and we are going to finish this bag. This is our fourth episode. I cannot believe it's taking this long, but we are going to wrap it up. We're making a sweater bag, and this is going to be the sweater. It's on the outside. This is the inside lining, and we have everything ready to rock and roll to assemble it. As you may recall, on the last episode, episode 3, where I thought for sure that I would finish this bag, I ended up not being able to sew through this thick sweater fabric. So I'm taking another tact, and I found us some more of this fabric. I cut 4-inch strips, I folded it in half, and ironed it. Now what I'm going to do is, and on the 2 pieces of bag, the front and the back, I cut off a 1/2 inch on either side. Just either side. I butted them up together, and I put some shape flex. I ironed some shape flex on the back, so it's ready to have the treatment that I did here. I'm going to do right up and down the side. So we're going to do 2 of those, and then we're going to sew this thing together. So the way I did it last time, and it worked well, was I lay this down. We'll pin it a couple of times. And again, I have the shape flex underneath. A couple of you wrote in and suggested that, and for that, thank you. So this would kind of have to roll up. This will be a little bit more kludgy, this sewing. I have my walking foot on. And should be able to do this. Okay. And everything's butted up. Yep. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Of course, I've said that on every one of these bag making episodes. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I decided we'd get this done on a weeknight so that on Friday night during our regular FiberCast time, we can go back to another quilt project. But this really is a very fun project. I highly recommend veering away from quilting, here and there, to do something else. It really, okay, so I've sewn it on one side. Now that's awfully close, an awfully thin seam. So I'm actually going to make another seam here. There we go. Put the pedal on the metal. Who doesn't like a walking foot? Man, when they work. Okay, so now we've done it on one side. Now watch what happens when we go like this. See that? I'm going to pin it in a couple of places. And now we're going to start to create cross hatches on it, sew it down. Okay. I'm sure we don't get a second copy underneath. We don't want that, do we? Down. So are you grabbing a project? FiberCast, for those of you who may be new, is not a tutorial. I'm sorry if you came for a tutorial. And it's not really patterns, although we do mystery quilts, which are quite fun. It's really just getting together and sewing together. So I encourage you to get yourself a project and see what you can accomplish just in the time that we do FiberCast. And it's a great way you can talk to fellow sewing enthusiasts, either online. I think you can chat while this is on YouTube, or you can go to the Simply Colorful Facebook page. You can always send me pictures of what you're working on to Lynn at simplycolorful.com, and I'll show them. I'm not going to show them tonight because I'm determined to just stick to my knitting, quote unquote, and finish this bag. And so far, so good, right? Watch, I will have jinxed myself. No broken needle. Going through fine. I have 2 more on this side. One more, and we'll do the other side. Okay, so cut this right off at the top there, and cut it off at the bottom with all of these strings. Okay, and there is one side. Now this one's going to be even trickier. Let's get our shape flex. I have another thing of shape flex, and do it inside out. Hopefully you can see this. I butt the pieces up together like this, like so. Oh, and I'm using my super hot iron on this one, which seems kind of funny because it is wool, but it adheres to the shape flex before it does any damage to the wool. And again, I cut off 1/2 inch on either side because I'm not taking a seam here. So I want, and I've made the lining to a pattern that assumes a 1/2 inch seam on either side. Okay. There's that. Let's cut that. Okay, there's the shape flex. Now the question is, how in the world? Shoot, this is going to be tricky. Trickier, but not impossible. Oh, so we went to the wedding. For those of you who I did see last Friday night, we've been to a wedding since we saw you last, and we had a great time. The bride and groom could not have been happier, and they gave us a wonderful time. Great music, and a nice dinner, yummy dinner. We all finished everything on our plate. Okay, so now we have the shape flex in place. It's kind of the glue. Wish that was buttoned up a little bit more, but that's okay. It'll work. This. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to take, well, yeah, I'm going to take this off. Give us a little more room. Wish me luck. This is where this walking foot will come in handy, even more so. So I'm unpinning. I hope this isn't one of those things that seems like such a good idea at the time. Oh no, I think it'll work. Hang on. Because we'll use this like a sleeve, a big old sleeve. Oops, 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 oops. Keep that down. Okay, I'm going to unpin this, pin it down here, I guess. Go. And there we go. Okay. We at least got through one. Let's just pull it back. Do another. Okay. Pull my walking foot over the cotton so it doesn't snag. All right, and just like before, I'm going to do two. Two passes before we fold it. I hope wherever you are watching this that you are cool enough. It has been oppressively hot here in New England. And even though I'm working on not worrying about things as much, I'm seriously worried about global warming. Ridiculous how hot it's become. Okay, so just like before, fold it over. It's looking good. I'm going to pin it in a few places. Make sure we catch the shape flex underneath. This is probably the most critical pass, because it's going to lock it down, and I don't want to break the thread or anything. I don't want to stop it midway, because I want to have a nice clean stitch. So far, so good. Sure that it's down. Okay. Getting there. Make sure that we catch everything. Okay. Oh no. Let's do a couple, and then we're going to put it all together. Oops. This down. Looking good. Okay. Couple more passes. So what else has been going on? Do you believe it's August 7th? My sister KB comes through town tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. He's heading to visit my mom. I'm having some variable stitch length, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Still seems pretty good. Let's do 2 more. I'd do better if I just zoom along. That. I got that's a little off course, but that's okay. I mean, one of my channels here is pretty big, but that's okay. All right. Ta-da! Here's one side. There's the other. Okay. Now, let's cut everything off. turn it right sides together. And then just like we did to the lining, remember the lining? How we made the corners here? We need to do that on the outside of the bag. The way we do that is first sew along the bottom. And then I'm pinning just because it's rubber after all. But hopefully, because we put quilt batting on either side, it will be fine. Probably am going to change my thread. Forgot to change it to black. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. You can fast forward. Once I post this, you can fast forward to see what the bag looks like. Really, why I wanted to do it was to give you guys the satisfaction of seeing it done. I think I'm deciding that's why I like sewing. Part of why. I like it for many reasons. But part of it is it's very satisfying when you finish something. Okay. There's that. Now we have black thread. I'm going to put this back on. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let's do this again. Okay. So cut this off. Make sure it's looking, yep, it looks great on the other side. Now what we do is we put each side to okay, a little bit off, but that's okay. Flatten this out. So there's one. We're going to do it twice. Okay. There's one side. twice. Okay, and there's the other side. So now we have our bag. It's coming together. What you do is turn it right side out. Look at that. A nice little rubber bottom. It's going to be big. It's bigger than I imagined. Look at that. Okay, so there's that. Now what we need to do is first off, turn this inside out. Let's see. First things first, need to measure where the handles are going to go. And then we're going to sew them right on before we put the lining together. So let's do right there. Ooh, yes. So I'm just measuring from the corner and 5 on the inside. And then over here. That would be fine like that. Oh, whoops. I'm doing this right. Yeah, I'm doing this right. But I do want it up a bit. You know how when you cantilever something, a floor out, you put a fair amount of the wood back in under the deck or under the house from which you're cantilevering it out. I don't know what I'm talking about. Somehow I need that on these straps, and I didn't figure that in. Right. There's stay stitching. Broke the thread. I think this is what Peggy said. My needle might still be too small. You know what? It's not working here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this off. And we're going to put these on the lining fabric and sew the heck out of that. Okay? So here's this and this. This is okay. Just made a little mess on this. Okay. And actually, I'm going to turn this one inside out. This is the bigger of the two. Okay, let's put this one aside. Now let's turn this one right side out. This we're going to put inside that one. But first, identify. Oh. Okay, so we'll do that. Here's that. So we're measuring that there. Okay. And there. Okay, folks. This still may not solve our problem. Darn. Let's see if I can find us a bigger needle. Nope. Still the 80-12. I want a 90-14. Well, let's try this. I'm going to put fabric on either side of this rubber fabric. It'll be hidden in the lining. Okay, so far so good, I think. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So that worked. This is not very clean, but I hope you see what I'm doing. Hope I'm doing it right. I think I am. Okay. Do this. Broke the thread. Jeez. I should probably look up the definition of insanity. You know that thing where they say, do the same thing and you expect a different outcome? That's kind of what I've been doing with this silly fabric. But they trick us into thinking we're sane because sometimes it works. Okay, now I bet you, well, I know it looks silly, but I do know why we're doing this. So now we need to do the other side. And line these up. Like such. Like such. Okay. Now, where is another piece of fabric? Here we go. So we're going to put this over this. Pin it. So if you're like me, you get to this part of the project and I tend to speed up. And this is exactly where you shouldn't speed up because this is all of the fancy stuff that people are going to see. So try to fight that urge. Okay, everything's threaded. Let's see if we can get this done. Okay, one more. Ugh. And then the two key holders, and then we're done with this fabric. Which I suspect would be no problem if I had the right size needle and if I had my sewing machines from the 50s that were made by Toyota that can go over 12 layers of fabric or something. But this Bernina's a pretty good workhorse too. She's doing the job. Okay. So there and there. Remember we made these little clips? Let's see about putting one on each side here. Gonna use some shape flex this time. This shape flex and the other fabric will disappear. I broke the thread. Well, that's another tip, going slowly. Okay. There's that. Now, one more. Do we need two? Nah, one is plenty. Okay. So, getting there. Now we have the outside of our bag. We have the inside. I'm cutting off the excess of this so we don't catch it. Cutting this off. Okay, and then one more. Okay, now we have the lining of the bag that we need to put inside this. And I do believe this is going to work. Famous last words. You have to remember to leave a piece when you sew your lining to the bag. You have to leave an area where you can turn the bag inside out. Now, with luck, this will line up. See what I'm doing? So I'm pinning the inside to the bag. And then we will sew around and catch everything. Oops. I have to remember to change our thread. We want a light thread. And then, do you believe it? We'll turn it inside out and voila. We'll be able to go to the market with our bag. And you all will have received a gold star for putting up with the episode. Okay, sort of fits on this side. Let's see. The handles are heavy, so I'm doing a lot of pinning. Okay, so there's one side. Now we'll get the other side here. Oh, aren't we going to have fun putting the buttons on it? I wonder if the fair has a category for recycling. This could go in that. Oh, now I have to move it over. Okay. A little extra play on one side and not So much extra play on the other. Okay, so there we have our lining is right sides together with the right side of the bag. This is the moment of truth. Okay, let's change our thread. And then get our bottom thread, and then we'll turn it inside out, and then that will be that. Okay. So we should probably think about wrapping this up. I'm sorry I didn't have much news today. I was so focused on the sewing of the bag. I hope you're getting something done, or I hope you're enjoying yourselves, staying cool. Now what? Come on, babies. All right, here we go. Okay, put that down. Pull our thread up to the front. All right. I'm going to go a little slowly here. As much as I want to zoom through and finish this thing. It will not serve any of us well to break the thread now. That cannot be working. It's trying to go over the key holder. Okay, I'm going around it, at least for now. Ugh. What was that? I cannot have a part 5 bag making. That would be ridiculous. But I think I might have to. Okay, folks. Okay, well, I think to recap, we have gotten to the point where we're sewing the inside lining to the outside of our sweater bag, and I need thicker thread and a thicker needle. And because I don't have that right here, I'm going to call it a night, and I will post a picture of the finished bag. How does that sound? Happy Tuesday night, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night, and I'll see you on Friday right here at 8 p.m. Eastern. Bye.